In the beginning, there was a vast, groovy coolness, a sweet no-calorie void of non-isness. And in the exact non-existent center of all this nothing, the great non-is sat on an imaginary throne contemplating the almost complete perfection of his life's work. Emptiness rippling out through eternity, a clap of 1,000 empty hands, a blank totality of negative space, a huge smile spread across the great non-is's invisible face, and a giant wheel of emptiness rolled from millennium shrouded dreams. Suddenly, the great non-is nodded on his throne and woke up with this troubling thought. How could there be absolute nothing if he was there? That meant space couldn't be empty. He was there, filling the empty vacancies with his thoughts. The great non-is sat slewing in his conundrum for 11,900,088,000 more revolutions. And all that pondering made him hungry, so he started looking around for something to start. In all of eternity, there was Nathan shaken, not even a biscuit. And his wife, Miss Is, who was waiting in the wings, says, "That's my cue. You've been laying around here like a damn fool, dreaming up all this nothing for too long. It's time we stop sitting around here in the dark and get us a little stash." Great non-Is's nostrils started to flare up, and he saw what Miss Is was putting down and knew she wasn't going to play. He was blindsided by the third voice, you understand what I'm saying? So the great non-Is says, "Yeah, baby, I'm with you. I've about had enough of this nothing. I'm hungry. Run down to the store, Mama, and get us some grits." She said, "What you talking about, fool? There ain't even one atom, let alone a complex carbohydrate like hominy grits, and do you see a store anywhere around here?" Great non-is let out a chuckle and said, "Don't worry, baby, I'll take care of that." He sent out a groovy, sweet wig bubble of desire, and it joined Miss Is' wig bubble of fulfillment and floated out over their heads and expanded out into the holy mother universe. And it covered that emptiness with a fine, jumping, pulsating coating of matter. Galaxies, quarks, Milky Way, solar systems, oxygen, gravity, water, air, big hair, self-help, workshop, microorganisms, 24-hour all-day convenience stores. After eons of expansion, non-is reached into that seething, gooey chaos and pulled out a box of Uncle Ben's instant grips. "Here, Mama, cook this up." "You don't want hungry, fool. There's the kitchen." So the non-is fired up a mess of catfish and some grits. And Miss Is says, "Yeah, maybe she'd have a little taste." And they commenced to scoff. The great non-is sat back, opened the bottom button of his vest, let out a cosmic burp, and dug the whole groovy shaking theme. And then the great non-is and Miss Is got eyes, you understand what I'm saying, so they wrapped up in that big wig bubble of matter and went rolling through time and space like a giant Tao symbol. Meanwhile, inside the wig bubble, stuff was happening at a fantastic rate. Exploding stars, worlds being created, nucleated, non-nucleated cells getting together in communities of conglomerated bacteria becoming plants and animals. Poets, physicists, grease monkeys, little bony dudes went up on the mountaintops to meditate, ride the alpha waves, try to dig what's happening, have visions groove on the rifts that the wolves, the bears, the ravens, and the clouds is putting down. One little cat, Buddha the Bruta, getting so down he can hear the deep, silent well of emptiness that the whole show's tightrope walking over. Because he got to the inside of the edge of the bubble, baby, and can see outside. Of course, it's a fisheye view and everything's distorted. And he goes running down the mountain telling everyone, "I know the answer. I know the answer. I got to answer now. And his cousins see him jumping up and down, all hairy and skinny with his ribs sticking out with that wild love light in his eyes. He's running around the house singing, I've been to the mountain and I dug the scene. I've been to the mountain and I dug the scene. I'm so hip now. And whoop, they catch him and chill him out with a little juice, and he finally filters back into his body and starts laying the rap on him. I've been to the void. I saw the great non-is rolling through time and space with misses. Objects in the mirror are closer than they appear. Love is the glue that binds me to you. Wash your feet and twice on Fridays, etc. And they write down the rap as fast as he can talk, and people start sending him money. They're walking around their house and mumbling objects in the mirror are closer than they appear. And other folks asking, yeah, but what does that mean? And they say, I don't know, but it worked for the Bruta. Wordheads snapping their fingers. We dig your metaphors the most, Jack. Baby, keep blowing. The science heads wanting to measure the atomic weight of the scene, saying, yeah, that's cool, Jack, but what's the tensile surface strength of the molecular structure of the bubble? Archimedes, Copernicus, and Newton hanging out in the corner blowing a cappella riffs, evaluating and cataloging our visible world, stand one step ahead of whatever inquisition is coming down. And then the Hippolyte laid himself already explained wait. Then the Hippolyte laid the theory of relativity on the world, and things got really wiggy. What has your lordship himself already explained the Hippolyte to you? It got so you couldn't postulate a theory when the paradigm shifted. Then the scientists came up with quantum physics, which was poetry disguised as science. Or science disguised as poetry, the Upanishads and the Petri dish. Pretty soon, a dude named Schrodinger stood up and blew a few bars, wailing how an atom could be in two places at the same time. And he said you can put a cat in a closed box with no way out. There was an equal probability that cat was outside the box getting some ribs at Buddy's barbecue, same time he was inside the box chilling out listening to some Coltrane sides. Cat grew in two different universes. And then that sweet angel Lynn Margulis stood up for a solo. Every plant and animal on earth today is a symbiont, living in close relationship to others. Check out the desert termite. Little desert termite dude's got millions of single-cell lemon-shaped organisms living in his hindgut. And attached to the surface of each one of those organisms are thousands of whip-like bacterial spirochetes, and inside those spirochete cats and kitties are other kinds of infinitesimal bacteria. And not for those funky infinitesimal bacteria, which by definition are too numerous to count. The termite couldn't digest wood and would starve. And the termite couldn't digest wood, he couldn't produce methane. Without termites, elephants, and cows farting, the world would be in some sorry shape, baby. Methane regulates the amount of oxygen in the Earth's atmosphere. If there's too much oxygen, fires burn continuously. If there's too little, the animals and plants suffocate. Mother Gaia lives, baby. The whole scene is constantly changing and adjusting and regulating its own environment. Then Heisenberg took the mic. Yeah, baby, go on with you. And then he put everybody on the floor when he laid his principle of uncertainty on them. Heisenberg was a solid dude. He said that you can't really measure what's happening because if you're looking at something change the way it behaves. Like how you look one way driving down a street and then how you act different when the police is looking at your driver's license. It's the same thing in all dimensions. Here's an electron, hat on backward, not bothering anybody, cool, solid as a deacon, cruising through time and space. And as soon as he feels that microscope eye burning on him, he stretches out into a probability of an infinite wave of energy. And then, when the microscope blinks, goes back to being a solid electron. Now the only thing we know for sure is that all theories are valid, and the universe is a living, shaken entity in the conga line of multiverses. The great Don is and Miss is are dancing right now inside the same hula hoop. Objects in a mirror are closer than they appear. And love is the glue that binds me to you.